All right, welcome, my beautiful people, to this weekend review. This is going to be the first time, I go live on a weekend review. And secondly, it's going to be the first time that we're going to do it a little bit early because I have a very busy travel week coming up. So I'm doing this a day early. Now, I'm going to get right into today's question. And today's question is, Fernando, what are the benefits of using a travel advisor? We're constantly talking about travel advisors. Can you tell us what the benefits are? Now, there's a lot of benefits for using a travel advisor. Now, I'll use myself as an example. You know, I travel a lot. I'm a super busy person. And as a result, I oftentimes don't have the luxury to sit down and look for the best deals, right? So especially if I'm doing a last minute travel, I'll just go on and pay whatever is available. So and I would say probably in the last 6 months, I've been using my team to book my travel. And if you're not familiar with the channel or you're new here, we have partnered with Dream Vacation. Dream Vacation is a travel agency, really very well known, especially in the South Florida area, but nationwide. They do a phenomenal job for me. So let me begin by giving you or going down some of the benefits as to why I use a travel advisor and why I highly recommend that you do the same. The first is going to be their expert knowledge and advice. You know, travel advisors are experts in the travel field. So take advantage of that. They can provide you insights as to best times to travel, local customs, some hidden gems that you may not be familiar with. So really, I say this and I say it often, when booking vacations, a lot of time it becomes very stressful for people. And one of the reasons why it becomes stressful is because most of the time you're going to a location that you've never been. And because you've never been there, you're trying to learn, and people spend a lot of time on Google and YouTube and Instagram to figure out where they want to go, what they want to do. But at the end of the day, it is an unknown. But when you have a travel advisor who is an expert in that particular area, you have a go-to person that you can ask questions for or any specific question that you may have. So that's reason number one. Number two is personalized recommendation. Again, tapping into the fact that advisors often tailor vacations plans based on the individual preference, budget, and travel style. That's really important. So I'll give you an example. Travel advisors like to match you and recommend areas that's going to be suited for what you're looking to do. So, for example, if you're looking for a romantic getaway, there's resorts. If you look, just use this as an example. There's resorts, there are cruises, and there's destinations that are better suited for that type of getaway. If you're looking for an adventure holiday, like if you like the outdoors, you like the extremes, there's areas that are better suited for that. Are you going to be traveling with family? There's areas and locations and cruises that are better suited for that. Hence why it's important and it makes it easier if you connect with a travel advisor. Next is access to exclusive perks. Now, this is a big one because travel advisors often have access to exclusive deals, upgrades, amenities and they have industry partnerships that will allow you to take advantage of that partnership, right? I'm going to use myself again for an example. When I travel or when I'm flying, anytime more that the flight's longer than 6 hours, and don't judge me, people, I like to travel in business class, especially if I'm going to Europe or like Brazil, where the time zones are great. I'm usually traveling for work, right? I need to be on top of my game. Can't be sitting for 6 hours, especially at my age, 6, 7, 8, 9 hours in a plane in economy. So I travel in business class, but I use a travel advisor, or in the past, and now I use Dream Vacation to find me the best deals as it relates to business class tickets. And I can tell you, sometimes and almost all the times, I'm paying just equal to, if not maybe a little bit more than people that buy regular tickets. And that's the main difference. I'm going to give you an example now. I'm going to Amsterdam, and it was not that it was a last minute trip, but normally I usually plan when I'm doing a lot more vacation than work. I'll plan that in advance. And in this particular case, my flights is costing me, and it's in business class, the same as someone else that's going that decided to hop on this vacation that's going, and they're flying in economy. So that's why it's important to connect with a travel advisor, because you're going to pay less. Now, I just touched on this. Another big reason why you should connect with the travel advisor is to save time and have a stress-free planning for your vacation. I said it already. Planning for a vacation, especially if you're planning, if you're going to your dream vacation, it can be time-consuming and overwhelming to trying to find the cheapest accommodations. If you're going to multiple places, for example, I know a lot of people will fly to Europe and want to visit multiple areas. Well, that takes time to look for especially accommodations. It takes time to look for activities, to look for transfers in terms of transportation, and then understanding the little nuances as it relates to travel. I'm going to give you an example. Last year, which is the same time that I mentioned when I went to Europe, I was able to make it there with no issues. Now, a friend of mine was flying to Italy and bought tickets that had a layover. Had she told me, hey, this is what I'm doing, this is where I'm going, I would have told her that was a bad idea, because her layover was only an hour and she was flying into Turkey. Now, long story short, she missed her connecting flight because she didn't know how long it was going to take to get her from her when she landed to her connecting flight. Bad mistake, right? Missed her flight, had to stay an extra day, which incurred expensive, had to buy new tickets because the airline wasn't going to reimburse her because she booked all that on her own. Big mistake. Now, you can avoid that when you book with a travel agent or a travel advisor. Next is going to be, if you're looking for a customized itinerary, definitely should consult with a travel advisor. When you have a complex booking, again, this person was, I'm going to use the scenario of my friend. She was looking for the cheapest available flight, found that, but again, didn't realize that 1 hour layover wasn't long enough to connect with her next flight. Big problem. Now, has she booked that and had that happen, and she had a travel advisor, that travel advisor could have helped her resolve her problem and provided the necessary support that she was going to need because she missed her flight. Lastly, I'm gonna touch on as to why you should have a travel advisor is because of their special expertise in a particular niche. So I'm going to give you an example. A lot of travel advisors specialize in specific areas. So, for example, Dream Vacation specializes in travel, luxury travel, and cruises. Right now, my team obviously specializes in short-term rentals with Dream Vacation. But Dream Vacation itself, especially with the people we work with, really focuses on travel, luxury travel. So if you've been following my channel, you know I've been posting some of our luxury villas. And these are high-end villas for very unique experiences, and really for people that are willing to pay for these unique experiences. But we specialize in that. But there are other travel advisors that only specializes in, for example, Royal Caribbean cruises, some on river cruises. So look for a travel, whatever you're going to do, I'm going to put money that there's going to be a travel advisor that specializes in that particular niche. So use them because they're going to know better. Anyway, hope that was useful. If it was, don't forget to subscribe. Now let's get into, let me share my screen, because I want to get into our business. Share screen, boom. Let's go to our analytics, go to revenue. So this week, our rental revenue came in at $36,490. Other, that's not listed here, other revenue came in high this week at $12,670. We have 246 nights booked. Our occupancy rate, it's at 70.28, which I'm really happy about. If you guys don't know, September typically is a slow month. And so really happy that we're at least at 70 and it's only the beginning of the month. So pretty happy with that. Our average daily rate is 148. RevPAR is at 104. Booking revenue by source, Airbnb is at 22.7. Booking is at 4.4. We are at 3.6. Verbal, it's at 2.99. And others is at 2.7. RevPAR, we got 263 Fort Lauderdale, 257. Seahorse Condo at 316. Others at 100. Deerfield Beach at 203. And Big House at 210. In terms of staffing, we took care of the maintenance position, or we hired someone for maintenance. We're really happy with that. In terms of problems this week, really no problems to report, or no major problems to report. In terms of projects, all right, so we have a big project coming up, which is not really a project on my end, but it's a partnership that I will be announcing in the next 2 weeks. So I'm super excited about that. It's a partnership that I think it's going to help us not only grow. Well, let me backtrack, and I'll give you a hint as to what this partnership is about. As a business, or as a business owner, I like to bring everything in-house. And the reason I like to bring everything in-house is because I have more control of what happens in my business when I bring everything in-house. As I mentioned, we have the landscaping, we have pest control, pool cleaning. We're about to get into or bring in-house a AC person, because most of my properties in South Florida, and AC, especially during the summers, maintaining them and making sure all the air conditioners are operating optimally, so they don't break in the middle of the night and give a guest a bad experience because it's so freaking hot. We're going to bring that in-house, right? So I'm bringing something else in-house that for me is super exciting, super big, but I'll let you know in 2 weeks once we finalize everything and everything gets transferred over. But stay tuned for that. Anyway, my beautiful people, hope this information was useful. If it was, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't subscribed, follow me on Instagram. I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next one.